to all the dignitaries on the dais, and to all the guests who made it all the way to Visakhapatnam today. Very good morning. It's a privilege for me to be part of this infrastructure summit. For the state of Andhra Pradesh and particularly for this government, infrastructure is very close to our heart. In the past, you have seen the magic that Mr. Naidu has done for Hyderabad. And we started on that journey after the state got divided, but had a small speed breaker for 5 years. So we have a lot of catching up to do as a state. And it's really inspiring to be part of such a summit. I see policymakers, I see business houses, and of course see all the funders here in the audience. So I think we have a perfect partnership now to actually get Andhra Pradesh and more so India going. As you're all aware, under the leadership of Mr. Naidu, Andhra Pradesh was one of the fastest growing states in India, and we now need to make up for lost time. We are aligned with the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat. We are coming up with our vision for our state. In 2047, we want to be among the top 3 economies in India, and that will be powered by good infrastructure. It's very important to have a very collaborative outlook among all the players here. Post the bifurcation of the state, we have become a smaller state, a residual state. But I believe it gave us great opportunities to look at decentralized development. We've always said we'll have one capital, but we will decentralize development. So I'll give you a few examples of what we've come to achieve in 5 years and what we want to achieve. Anantapur, which is in the southern tip of Andhra Pradesh, is one of India's most backward districts, and we are making it the mobility hub of Andhra Pradesh, and we have Kia already operational there. Kurnool, which is again a Rayalaseema district, we are making it again a center for renewable energy. And Mr. Naidu in the RE Invest has made it very clear that 72 gigawatts of renewable energy assets will be created in 5 years in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And we're looking at it with hydro storage projects, the windmills, and of course solar coming in a big way. Coming to Chittoor and Kadapa district, we're looking at both the districts predominantly from electronics manufacturing. The world's largest TV panel manufacturer, TCL, is already there. A few of the other players are now coming in, and you'll see that entire region going into hyperdrive in terms of electronics manufacturing. Prakasam district is one district that we are very much focused on biofuels. Now you're hearing whispers all over about biofuels, but we want to be ahead of the curve. We're already talking to a lot of the players in this industry, and we had a series of meetings about it, and you will see that district predominantly focus on biofuels as the thrust area going forward. Of course, Krishna Guntur districts is the capital region. It'll have their own growth story. As far as the East-West Godawaris, which is, as already highlighted by my speakers before me, they're actually number 1 in India in terms of aqua production. So massive investments need to be done there to make aqua sustainable. So getting the drainage system on top of things, the surface transportation, the roads, infrastructure, which has been ignored for the last 5 years. How do we create a sustainable model there? And that's been our focus. And in the East-West Godavari districts, you will see a lot of focus now coming into green energy. So it's a lot of chemistry. So I didn't do that well in my school days in chemistry, but green ammonia and various other products are going to be actually generated there. The entire petrochemical corridor is going to come in that region. And coming to North Andhra, where we're actually seated, this is going to be the hub for IT as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. We will make this not the destination in India, but in the world for data centers and AI. And with that vision, we are working. That above, there are some serious work that's being done in terms of a pharma hub. I shouldn't make announcements ahead, so we're going to come out with it in a very bold way. We're going to create a pharma hub here. It already is a pharma city, but we want to one-up that, create one of the world's largest hub here. Defense is another great opportunity that we see here. And under the leadership of Rajagaru, Bogapur Airport will transform this entire region. So I saw the video and it was really goosebumps in that sense. A lot of passion has gone in from GMR Group in terms of designing it, and of course they are working extremely hard to sort of get that first plane to land and take off from here. So really excited on that. And if you look at, as part of this development plan, we already have 4 operational ports. We're getting 3 new ports coming into Andhra Pradesh. We are working on airport connectivity where all the districts should have minor airports to feed into the larger hubs. And in the erstwhile, between 14 and 19 under Mr. Naidu's regime, we've done a lot of work in getting greenfield airports. Bharat did escalate a point about cargo in Visakhapatnam. Bharat, one of the leaders from here only messaged me, and I spoke to the Honorable Cabinet Minister of Civil Aviation and said it's his responsibility to get it started. He said, give me 15 days, it will be done. So we are going to get that also back up and running. See, infrastructure is not just about roads, airports. I mean, it's the way we connect with each other.
Thank you, Rajesh Garu. I think once we enter Parliament, whether we win with 5 votes or how much of it doesn't matter. We're all colleagues. We're all working for the good of the state. To all the dignitaries on the dais and all the guests in the audience, thank you for attending and the full house. I just want to address Mr. Raju to begin with. I was just looking at numbers. The GDP of Visakhapatnam is 10th in the country, but in terms of airport traffic, we're 27. So there's a huge gap that needs to be filled. I think with the leadership of the GMR group, and if you saw the AV, they are marketing Vizag as much as we should, right? So they will bring traffic here. It's good for business. It's good for the local environment. So I think the challenge that we would request you to take on is that let's at least match our GDP number and come to the 10th highest air traffic destination in this place, and then start beating that. And our challenge today is that they are running so fast that we are playing catch up to provide all of the support infrastructure to them. It's very likely that the airport will be completed well within 2 years, 18 months, Rajgaru? Yeah, 18 months is the... Huh? So now the big question is, how do we reach this airport? Because now this airport is very convenient for all of us who are in the city, take the port road and you go. The beach road at Bimli becomes transitions from 4-lane to 2-lane. And the national highway that goes to Srikakulam is now being connected to the airport with the initiative of the GMR group. But from the city, how do we connect to the highway? We are looking at 2-3 different alternatives, because the overall beach road upgrade may take a little bit longer. But at least convenience of travel to the airport is something that will be done immediately. The other thing I think that the city must do, and maybe it's not relevant to everybody in this audience, is our international air cargo, which was stopped in the airport, has to again restart. We have to take that up because a lot of high-value products are today being transported to other airports, and we're losing out on that economic activity here. So we'll definitely do that. And the MRO will request again Rajgaru to take it up because that will bring a lot of high-skilled jobs to this environment, and we'll be very keen. I'm glad that you mentioned it. I think as far as finance is concerned, everyone who's thinking about any major infrastructure project is, it's like the dream, right? Build it and they shall come. So the economy is growing. There's a lot of positivity. There may be the ones who are over-conservative will always have questions on what's going to happen, but I think fortune favors the brave. And I think the brave move that the GMR group is doing goes beyond emotional. I'm sure it's going to do very well financially. And I think it will be a shining light for the greater Northern Andhra. And many other points that are being covered today, just want to give some inputs and some requests. Our DISCOM here, EPTCL, which is going to be represented later on, is one of the best performing DISCOMs in the country on many metrics, even within the state. I just had a review meeting with them recently, and we discussed about uninterrupted power supply to industry, to the greater ecosystem, and I think we're getting very close to that. A lot of improvements that are happening over there. A very important project which I would like to raise awareness through on this platform is this PM Suryagar project where rooftop solar is being encouraged in a huge way, and subsidies are being given to the extent of almost 50%. And it is to apartments, to individual homes, and they want to do 1 crore homes in the country. I would like to take on a target of Andhra Pradesh at least doing 10 lakhs of that. So through all of you, I think please raise awareness in your communities. I think it will be great if we can really take that on, because that will really reduce the burden of electricity cost on this state.